Okay, today is 22nd of August, and we've come to the 43rd chapter of the Samyutta Nikaya, called the Asankhata Samyutta. Yesterday we read 2 suttas, now we come to the third, 43.3. The Buddha said, monks, I will teach you the unconditioned and the path leading to the unconditioned. Listen to that. And what, monks, is the unconditioned? The destruction of lust, the destruction of hatred, the destruction of delusion. This is called the unconditioned. And what, monks, is the path leading to the unconditioned? Concentration with thought directed and sustained. Concentration without thought, without thought directed, with thought sustained only. Concentration without thought directed and sustained. This is called the path leading to the unconditioned. So that's the end of the sutta. So here, concentration with thought directed and sustained, vitaka and vichara, is the first jhana. And then concentration without thought directed and sustained, that is the second jhana. So this one in between is between the first jhana and the second jhana. It is without thought directed. You only need to sustain it. So, these states of concentration, different teachers classify them differently, put them under different categories. So like in the Hinduism, they talk about 2 types of samadhi. Sabhikalpa samadhi and nirvikalpa samadhi. So I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it's rupa jhana and arupa jhana. So here, so the Buddha says the path leading to the unconditioned are the jhanas. So in the Buddha's discourses, the jhanas are very important. 43.4. The first part is the same. Monks, I will teach you the unconditioned and the path leading to the unconditioned. And the unconditioned is the destruction of lust, hatred and delusion. And what, monks, is the path leading to the unconditioned? The emptiness concentration, the signless concentration, and the undirected concentration. This is called the path leading to the unconditioned. These 3 states of concentration in Pali is called Sunyata Samadhi. That's the emptiness concentration. Then Animita Samadhi is the signless concentration. And then the Apanihita Samadhi is the undirected or desireless concentration. Earlier we read that when a monk comes out of that state called the cessation of perception and feeling, which is also the cessation of consciousness, 3 contacts touch him. This emptiness contact, signless contact, and the undirected or desireless contact. So these concentrations are very high concentrations, very near to the cessation of perception and feeling. That's why it's called the path leading to the unconditioned. Because if you attain those states, you're very near to the unconditioned. These three types of samadhi are not explained actually in the suttas. It's a very high state, so it's not there's only a few suttas you meet these three concentrations. They seem to be grouped together. Next sutta is 43.5. Monks, I will teach you the unconditioned and the path leading to the unconditioned. The unconditioned is the destruction of lust, hatred and delusion. And what monks is the path leading to the unconditioned? The four satipatthanas. This is called the path leading to the unconditioned. The four satipatthanas, I like to translate it as the four intense states of recollection. Sati, later we'll come to that chapter on Satipatthana, and then we'll explain more. So the four intense states of mindfulness is the path leading to the unconditioned. I think for this chapter that's all I'm going to go through the suttas. So we go to the next chapter, 44. Abyakata Samyutta, discourses on the undeclared. Abyakata is undeclared. It was not declared by the Buddha. 44.1. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at Savatthi in Jeta's Grove, Anathapindika's park. Now, on that occasion, the nun Kema, while wandering on tour among the Kosalans, had taken up residence at Thorana-Vattu, between Savatthi and Asankhata. And stop here for a moment. This nun Kema must be the Buddha's nuns. She picked two as the top nuns. One is for wisdom, and this nun Kema, wisdom is supposed to be topmost among the nuns. The other one that the Buddha praised was Upalavana. Upalavana was the nun who was chief in psychic powers among all the nuns. So this Kema, one day she came to Thorana-Vattu between Savatthi and Asankhata. Then King Pasenadi of Kosala, while travelling from Asankhata to Savatthi, took up residence for one night in Thorana-Vattu between Asankhata and Savatthi. Then King Pasenadi of Kosala addressed a man thus: "Go, good man, and find out whether there is any ascetic or Brahmin in Thorana-Vattu whom I could visit today." "Yes, sire," the man replied. But though he traversed the whole of Thorana-Vattu, he did not see any ascetic or Brahmin there whom King Pasenadi could visit. The man did see, however, the nun Kema resident in Thorana-Vattu. So he approached King Pasenadi and said to him, "Sire, there is no ascetic or Brahmin in Thorana-Vattu whom your majesty could visit." This one maybe is not ascetic or Brahmin, it's ascetic or Brahmana. But sire, there is the nun named Kema, a disciple of the Blessed One, Arahant Sammasambuddha. Now a good report concerning this revered lady has spread about thus: she is wise, competent, intelligent, learned, a splendid speaker, ingenious. Let your majesty visit her. Then King Pasenadi of Kosala approached the nun Kema, paid homage to her, sat down to one side and said to her, "How is it, revered lady? Does the Tathagata exist after death?" And she said, "Great King, Maharaja, the Blessed One has not declared this. The Tathagata exists after death." Then, revered lady, does the Tathagata not exist after death? "Great King, the Blessed One has not declared this either. The Tathagata does not exist after death." "How is it then, revered lady? Does the Tathagata both exist and not exist after death?" "Great King, the Blessed One has not declared this. The Tathagata both exists and does not exist after death." Then, revered lady, does the Tathagata neither exist nor not exist after death? Great King, the Blessed One has not declared this either. The Tathagata neither exists nor does not exist after death. And the king asked, how is it, revered lady? When asked, how is it, revered lady, does the Tathagata exist after death? And when asked, does the Tathagata neither exist nor not exist after death? Etc. In each case you say, Great King, the Blessed One has not declared this. What now, revered lady, is the cause and reason why this has not been declared by the Blessed One? And she said, well then, Great King, I will question you about this same matter. Answer as you see fit. What do you think, Great King? Do you have an accountant or calculator or mathematician who can count the grains of sand in the river Ganges? Saying thus, there are so many grains of sand, there are so many hundreds of grains of sand, or there are so many thousands of grains of sand, or there are so many hundreds of thousands of grains of sand. And the king said, no, revered lady. Then, Great King, do you have an accountant or calculator or mathematician who can count the water in the great ocean thus? There are so many gallons of water, or there are so many hundreds of gallons of water, or there are so many thousands of gallons of water, or there are so many hundreds of thousands of gallons of water. No, revered lady. For what reason? Because the great ocean is deep, immeasurable, hard to fathom. And she said, so too, Great King, that form by which one describing the Tathagata might describe him has been abandoned by the Tathagata, cut off at the root, made like a palm stump, obliterated so that it is no more subject to future arising. The Tathagata, Great King, is liberated from reckoning in terms of form or body. He is deep, immeasurable, hard to fathom like the great ocean. The Tathagata exists after death does not apply. The Tathagata does not exist after death does not apply. The Tathagata both exists and does not exist after death does not apply. The Tathagata neither exists nor does not exist after death does not apply. Similarly, the feeling by which one describing the Tathagata might describe him, that perception, that volition, that consciousness by which one describing the Tathagata might describe him has been abandoned by the Tathagata, cut off at the root, made like a palm stump, obliterated so that it is no more subject to future arising. The Tathagata, Great King, is liberated from reckoning in terms of body, feeling, perception, volition and consciousness. He is deep, immeasurable, hard to fathom like the great ocean. The Tathagata exists after death does not apply. The Tathagata does not exist after death does not apply. The Tathagata both exists and does not exist after death does not apply. The Tathagata neither exists nor does not exist after death does not apply. Stop here for a moment. So, usually the Buddha's disciples, they will say that the Buddha cannot be described as the body or the feeling or perception or volition or consciousness. And then they go on to say that there is no Tathagata, that usually like he is here and they say the Buddha is deep, immeasurable, hard to fathom like the great ocean. This is because when the Buddha has passed into parinibbana, he has gone to the unconditioned. Nibbana is the unconditioned, and the unconditioned, the unborn, is hard to fathom, is deep, immeasurable. Then King Pasenadi of Kosala, having delighted and rejoiced in the non-Bhikkhema statement